Hi, welcome to Tech Horizon, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. 3 chatbots, 3 sets of very loud fans, and everybody online insists theirs is the obvious winner. Here is the thing nobody selling you a subscription will admit. The right answer is different for you than it is for me, and there is a 20-minute test that will tell you which one it is. That is what this video is. 5 tasks. Not riddles, not benchmarks, not the trick questions people post screenshots of. 5 things normal people actually do every week. Writing something awkward, understanding something complicated, getting through a long document, planning something real, and checking a fact. You give all 3 the identical wording on the same afternoon, and you judge the answer you would genuinely send or use, not the one that sounds cleverest. Task 1. Take a real email you found hard to write and ask each one to make it clearer and politer while keeping your voice. This is the job most people reach for AI for first. The trap is that all 3 can produce a polished email, so polish is not the test. The test is whether it still sounds like a human being, or like a press release from a company that just got in trouble. Here is how you score it. Read all 3 out loud. The winner is the one you could send without touching it. And if you catch yourself editing a sentence back to the way you originally had it, that tool just lost. Task 2. Ask each one to explain something complicated to a specific person. Not explain it to my 15-year-old or to my mom. One comparison, no less. This is where a lot of AI writing quietly falls apart because the easy failure is a definition dressed up as an explanation. A strong answer picks one comparison and commits to it. A weak one gives you 4 analogies, hedges all of them, and leaves you exactly as confused as when you started, just with more words. Score it by retelling it. If you cannot repeat the explanation from memory 30 seconds later, it explained nothing. Task 3. Hand it something long. A report, a contract, the 40-page PDF you have been avoiding. Then ask a question that requires actually reading it, like what are the 5 things in here that could cost me money? This is where the biggest practical gap shows up, because how much text a tool can hold and whether it stays accurate deep inside that text are 2 very different things. Score it properly. Take 3 claims from the back half of the answer and check them against the document. The back half is where padding starts. Task 4. Plan something real, with real constraints. A week of dinners for 2 people, under a set budget, no nuts, nothing over 30 minutes on a weeknight. The constraints are the entire point. Anything can generate a generic plan. The useful question is whether it respects the limits you actually gave it, or whether it quietly forgets the budget by day 3 and hands you something you cannot do. Score it by counting. Go back through your constraints one at a time and count the violations in each plan. The number is rarely 0, and it is almost never the same across the 3. Task 5, and this is the one that matters most. Ask something checkable. A number, a date, a rule with a right answer. You can verify in 2 minutes, then go and verify it. What you are looking for is not just who got it right, it is what each one does when it is not sure. The best behavior is telling you plainly that it does not know. The worst is a confident, specific, completely invented answer. Score this one hardest, because a tool that is right most of the time but confident every single time is more dangerous than one that is right slightly less often and tells you when it is guessing. Run those 5, and something becomes obvious fast. The gap between these 3 is almost always smaller than the internet claims, and the differences that do show up are rarely about raw intelligence. They are about personality, how each one behaves when it is unsure, how much it pads, whether it does what you asked or what it decided you should have asked. That is exactly why your own 5 tasks beat any leaderboard. A benchmark measures the thing every lab optimizes for. Your tasks measure the thing you will feel every single day. Then there is the boring thing that decides it for most people: money. All 3 have a free version and a paid tier, and the free versions are genuinely useful now in a way they were not 2 years ago. Before you pay anybody, check 3 things. What the free tier limits you to per day, whether it works on your phone the way you actually use your phone, and whether it connects to the email, documents, and calendar you already live in. I am deliberately not reading you today's prices, because whatever number I say will be wrong by the time you watch this. Go and look. It takes 2 minutes, and it is the biggest factor in what this actually costs you. So, which one should you use? Honestly, it depends less on the model and more on you. If you mostly write, and you want it to sound like you, pick whichever stayed closest to your voice in task 1. If you live inside long documents, pick whichever survived task 3. If you are going to ask it factual questions and then act on the answers, pick whichever was most willing to say I am not sure. And if 2 of them tie on your tasks, take the cheaper one and stop thinking about it. Here's the honest answer nobody selling a subscription will give you. For most everyday jobs, any of the 3 will do the work. The one that makes you better is the one you open often enough to get good at asking. Switching tools every month because somebody posted a new chart is how people stay beginners for 2 years straight. If you are starting from scratch today, do this. Pick one. Use it every day for 2 weeks on something real, not on testing it. Then run these same 5 tasks on a second one and see whether you actually miss anything. That comparison, done on your own work, beats every ranking video on this site, including this one. So which one are you using, and did it win the task you care about? Tell me in the comments. I read all of them. And if this saved you a subscription you did not need, subscribe for more AI made simple, and I will see you in the next one.